doing a reflection on my original awakening experience. So, basically, as I recall, over the course of about, say, like 7 minutes, I had 3 revelations. I'm just going to call them revelations now. That's pretty much the only word that's appropriate. I realized that our attention is everything, like capital E, everything. It constructs reality itself, and I realized that because our attention is focused on just a multitude of things that are untrue, fundamentally untrue, we cause ourselves suffering, and we don't have to do that. So, kind of in a absurdum reductum thought experiment of like, if it doesn't defy the laws of physics, then that literally means it is possible. So whatever it is within that realm is basically what we could reasonably expect to be able to do. At least given our current, understanding of science, blah, 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 and whatnot. But the way that it, how it expressed in me was, it was manic. It was complete. There was absolute knowledge in me, and so, I was at kind of a party. It was my birthday, and I went over to my friends and said, "Hey," and I had to get their attention, and they were all fucking around inside the bathtub, and I'm like, "Hey," and they're like, "What? Yeah, what?" I'm like, "I need your help," and they're like, "Yes, what?" I'm like, "I need your help getting people's attention," and they're like, "For what?" I said, "Well, like, to get more people's attention." They go, "Yes, yes, for what?" Said, "So that I can get everyone's attention." They're like, "Okay, why?" Said, "So that we can stop doing what we're doing to ourselves. Like, we can be aware of it, this moment, right now. Like, infinity." And it's like, it's one of those things that words just couldn't do it, obviously. But now I'm beginning to build a little more context, a year and a half later, where I'm like, oh, that it is, there's a bunch of different names. There's God, there's infinity. Some people will say it's the simulation. It's definitely not the simulation. Consciousness, the eternal being, and it's becoming, I think it struck me, now I'm seeing it as like the singularity. This story is coming to a close. Or the story is going to the next chapter. One of those two. And reality, with a capital R, is waking up to itself. And we're in the final stage. And the reason why I'm willing to, there's been a bunch of prophecy about the end times and, any sort of biblical, the coming of Christ, et cetera, et cetera. This isn't even really oriented around like some, me having a myth or something like that. I actually just see it in specifically technology, because I've talked to a number of, kind of spiritual teachers at this point who have come in contact with like it, and they've, removed the sense of ego, and they're, they're present to the moment, et cetera, et cetera. But they don't seem to really have integrated like the profoundness of artificial general intelligence yet. And I think that this fusion between mystical but also logistical, like logic, like thinking, is what really convinces me, like pushes me over the edge, is that with like things like natural language processing, visual language models, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, robotics, and brain-computer interfaces, particularly, we're on the precipice of being able to will realities into existence. Like, whatever it is that you can think, you can manifest. And that's not, it's like, it's not far away at all. If you're actually tuned into it, which I think that a lot of the spiritual teaching is, does not lend itself to even concerning yourself with this, really. But it is the vehicle. They're leading into each other. It's that we're coming to a point where the meaning of a human life is going to become so radically unrecognizable. And it's kind of like the caterpillar and butterfly. Like, it's really hard for me to say how what does the butterfly look like? I know that we're in the metamorphosis process right now, but I can't say, what pops out on the other side, essentially. Or if this is just strictly, we're waking up from a dream, this dream ends, and then, there's a hard cut, and we get to the next dream, essentially. I'm putting this out there, though, anyway, because I think more and more people are coming to this intuition through whatever means, the whole like information ecology, like what is true? How do I like confirm what's true? And there seems to be this like push toward, well, once we get augmented reality, then like, we'll be able to video everything, and whatever is true will be witnessed by an individual. And that immediately gets superseded by the ability with like DALL-E 2, like an AI art generation model that can just literally, yet again, fabricate entire realities. It's like you still don't know anything about what's true. And that's where I think like the technological thing is folding in on the spiritual journey, because there is only one truth. And this is for everyone to figure out for themselves. Is part of this pressure that we're feeling of like, what's true? Like, who's going to tell me what's true? Who do I listen to? It's like, you don't fucking listen to anyone except for you. Like, you are the only one who's going to come to this full on fucking epiphany of it, God, infinity, absolute. You are the only one who will be able to do it. No one else will do it for you. Fucking Tucker Carlson on Fox News is definitely not going to be the one to fucking tell you, okay? Neither is what's her name on fucking ABC, NBC News. I mean, it's nothing like that. We are reaching an unprecedented point where you don't just get your news from someone. Like, you literally are like on the final journey, the spiritual path, the fucking hero's journey of like, what is ultimate truth? Fucking ground floor, absolute, no questions asked. You know it like the back of your hand. And we have been instilled, particularly like in our educational process, to have, well, obviously we could rant about this for a while, like this neoteny, this lack of imagination, this like instilled sense of like, I'll be told what to do. Someone else will do it for me. You know, I couldn't do that. Someone else will take care of it. You know, I'll wait for my neighbor to do it, kind of thing. Rather than embracing this like intrinsic fucking like fire demon within you that's like, oh no, I could be a fucking superhero. I could be fucking amazing and like be the absolute message of love within this world. Okay? No questions asked. Okay? Absolute. My life is my message. Okay? I live and breathe and shit and eat love. Absolute love. So, I hope this video goes viral. That would make me so pleased. That we could just start a world of awakening. Anyway, hope this finds someone. Have a good one.